What's up everyone, it's Gaijin Gamer here, back with another Summoner's War Lost Centuria video, and today will be episode 2 of my free-to-play journey. So without further ado, we'll do some summons, we'll kind of upgrade, see if I can't hit level 5. If I can hit level 5, we'll do some rune summons, and then we'll talk about the events that are kind of going on, because there's a lot going on right now within the Summoners War Lost Centuria world. And then finally, we'll go to some gameplay. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alrighty everyone, and kicking things off today with some summons, just due to the fact that we were given some compensation rewards for not only some server downtime, but also some events going on. So we'll go ahead and just start things off with some summons, and hopefully with what we get, I'm able to get level 5, because if so, oh, this is great already. We got a hero class unit here, or potentially a spell, so we'll just take a look. Oh, nice, we got Jean, we can upgrade her, that's awesome. Alrighty, well this is starting out pretty well so far, but if we get to level 5, we can go ahead and do some runes summons as well. I've been saving all of my dust. Luckily I did, because there's a rune crafting event going on, so who knows, maybe we'll be able to complete the event. That'd be great. We'll kind of take a look at that later on though, as far as the rune crafting event. But as you can see, we're doing pretty great as far as summons so far. I'm pretty impressed with these freebies. I'm currently with the account just kind of laddering up right now. I think we're at 1600 if I remember, or just above 1600. Nice. This is all great stuff. And we haven't really hit too many barriers yet. I'm just kind of chugging along. The biggest thing for me is just finding the time to really play the game. So that's kind of my biggest drawback at the moment. It's kind of refraining me from pushing even higher. I have a feeling that maybe about high gold, maybe even before then, I'm not sure, but we'll probably run into some barriers. But who knows? We'll have to see. So let's start off with these. Alrighty, nothing crazy. Hopefully it's a rare. Dang it. Okay, Shannon. She's not terrible. Okay, you know what? I don't know. Does anyone else feel the same way? But I feel like my single summons are just like way less lucky for whatever reason. Like I feel like I always get white books when I just single summon, just like this stuff right here. And like lately, it hasn't even been green. Like it's only been the normal cards, so I've been getting either A, super unlucky, or B, maybe the system's slightly rigged. But I can't say that, because like when I re-rolled, man, I got some good stuff for some singles. So maybe it's just like it knows how old my account is or something, you know. We'll see. But okay, McKean, she's not the worst, not the best. All right, let's do a temple. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Show me no whammies. Do we get a double? Did we get a double? Okay, I got a little greedy. So let's just rip the band-aid off here. What did I get? Okay, you know what? I've heard people actually like Camila. So I'm not the most excited about it, but you know what? I'm interested to try her out because I've heard people actually really do like Camila. So I'm excited to kind of get to test her out with this account. And something I'm excited about is getting my Beretta though up to the next level. That's always fun. So let's go ahead and do some upgrades here and see if we can't. Okay, no thank you. Let's see if we can't get to level 5 here. I'll kind of fast forward you through time, and we'll see you then. Alrighty guys, and as you can see, we're able to hit level 5 here. So I got lucky, and I literally just hit it pretty perfectly with my last upgrade possible. So that was pretty fortunate. So let's go ahead and let's hop into some rune crafting here. Since this is my first rune crafting ever, we're just going to go with Energy, Swift, and Fatal, just due to the fact that there's more usable runes there, in my opinion, as of right now. So we're going to craft here and see what we can come up with. Oh, wow, wow, what is this summon? Oh my god. Jeez, that is crazy. 5 enchantments on the first rune there. Man, this is just absolutely insane. I've never had this sort of luck when doing some rune summons. It's like the game knows that this account is free to play and it needs all the help it can get. Wow, that was great. All right, we're just going to do it again because, you know, we're hot with luck right now. And you know what? It was due to happen, so I'm not too upset by that. But we're just going to keep summoning all this. I want some good sets of these before I kind of move on. Okay, 2 in a row. Starting to get a little, starting to average out here a little bit. Okay, oh, and a couple more. That's pretty good. 5 enchantments there. And, okay, let's see. We've got one more temple. And then we'll probably just save the rest and we could do it until we can do a temple later. So I'm going to go ahead and rune out my units. We'll hop into some gameplay, and at the very end I'll cover all of the events that are going on right now. Alright. Alrighty everyone, and moving on to match 1 of 2 here for today. And as you can see, my opponent here has an Eleanor in slot 2. That's a little early if you ask me. A Camoon in slot 7, that's pretty dangerous. Also, we have Sophia and Vertiheel in slot 8. That's interesting. So we'll see how this matchup goes here. So starting off the matchup here, I don't have any acceleration or deceleration, so I'm just going to go with some raw damage here right away, just to see what my opponent does. And it looks like he's trying to take out Rakan as fast as possible. So there we go. Next up, let's see. Okay. He used a harmless pranks right there, and I tried to use a Megan. However, my opponent got the stun, so that was a slight bit of a misplay. I should have waited to see where that stun landed, so that kind of sucked. So there we go. My opponent dispelled my deceleration, so that's good for my opponent there. I'm just trying to steal the buffs here, which luckily kind of happened successfully because I've been encountering a lot of resist lately with good old Soha, which is kind of unfortunate. My opponent decides to kill off my tank, so my opponent's kind of running a similar build to what I run on my main, sort of like an assassination comp. So we'll see what wins out here, some raw damage or some if my opponent's able to get through my front line. That was a nice shield by my opponent. However, I'm going to try to steal it if I get the opportunity, and luckily I do. Hopefully I don't get resisted. And of course, I do. That was a nice little move by my opponent, just trying to kind of stay out there and tank as long as possible here. Got a nice little Ragnarok coming out from my opponent, because my opponent's got a shield that's about to end, so that's a good move actually by my opponent here, and it was good utilization of that synergy that he has there. So that's a nice move, just kind of killing off my front row. I'm just going to try to use this chains and just see if we can't make something happen here. Just do some raw damage as my opponent's starting to get pretty low. Hopefully I don't get stunned here. That would really be unfortunate. Okay, that was nice. A lot of damage right there. We're going to use it again. We're just going to keep using Lapis until my opponent stops me here. So that was a nice little... I'm starting to like Vertiheel quite a lot, to be honest here. So we're just going to go for some dots. Okay, luckily I got that off before I kind of countered that Divine Protection, so that was good. We'll see if we can't steal the buff here. Okay, well that was a good move by my opponent. Kind of countered my Soha here, and we're just going to kind of double dot here real quick and see if we can't finish off this match here. I'm telling you, Vertiheel does a lot of damage. Look at that, almost 1200 damage. Alright, double dots here. Let's see if what my opponent responds with here. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage. Alright, yep, and we're going to attempt to use Lapis, and boom. That is the end of match 1. Well played. Alrighty guys, and now for matchup 2 of the day, it's going to be my last matchup before hopefully we hit gold here. As you can see, my opponent's got some deceleration, as well as, you know, some threats and buffs, and it'll be quite an interesting matchup, it would seem. My opponent's got a slight level advantage, so we'll see how this goes. I got a deceleration right away, so I'm going to use it. Just try to push my mana advantage, as I always like to do if possible. Sometimes I don't always draw the cards, but as soon as I get them, I'll just try to establish that mana dominance as soon as possible. So as you can see, just trying to put some raw damage here and see what my opponent kind of does. We're just going to keep kind of pushing here. Just trying to sustain my Rakan a little bit, and also just to see how my opponent plays. Next up, we're going to try to steal that Shield of Lapises, and thankfully it looks like I got it here. I did, thank the Lord. Alrighty, and then pushing the mana advantage more with Megan here. And now I think I'm sitting pretty well. My opponent's looking pretty unhealthy, just going to kind of keep pushing it here. Unfortunately, my opponent really, you know, it's taken a little while to kill Rakan, as well as there's no real big threats at the moment for me as far as my opponent's is concerned. So just going to keep pushing raw damage. And yeah, there's been no big answers though, however, on my opponent's side of the field. I'll kind of wait to see if maybe he's got a transfer, which he didn't. Just going to kind of counter that, and that's kind of unfortunate timing by my opponent because it's going to be completely wasted. But that was good play. And we'll see, just going to see if we can't force some mana out of my opponent, which luckily it happened. So everyone's got invincibility here. Let's see if we can't steal it, or it's going to run out of time before we have the opportunity. So we're going to buff with Megan here, and then we're going to transfer, and this should spell victory for us, as well as move on to gold 5. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't know if there'll be any coming back from this. We'll see. I really don't think... Oh yeah, spoil here. Let's see if we can't finish off the matchup. Looks like almost everything but Poseidon is going to die here momentarily, and then soon to follow our boy Poseidon. Props to my opponent though for finishing out the match. I really do enjoy that, and I hope everyone kind of, gives the same etiquette to their opponents as well. Well, we got it, guys. We are able to achieve goal 5, and we did it with only one single loss. Alrighty, everyone, and as you can see, we went ahead and made it to gold 5 here. The journey itself, once my runes were equipped, honestly, this was probably the easiest that I had laddering ever. I went from 1600 to over 2000 with a single loss along the way. Another thing that happened is when I went ahead and claimed these rewards, as you can see, I got another legendary card. We went ahead and picked up our boy Artemil, so he'll be another fun toy as I don't have him on my other account as well. So that'll be fun. He'll be fun to use on this account. And now, without further ado, we'll just hop into the cool events as well as the new mode that's currently just been released. And yeah, well then we'll call it a video. Alrighty, everyone, and finally, as I had mentioned earlier, today's maintenance came with two things: a new mode, the arena, as well as this Rune Crafting Hot Time event here. And as to what I would recommend, and as you see, we got some progress from our rune crafting session we did earlier this video. But as to if I would recommend crafting anything below mid runes, I don't believe so. Granted, yes, you may get some extra completion if you decide to, craft a mass amount of low runes. However, I just feel like the amount of potential progress or those, hero runes that you may be missing out on are probably worth more than any of these resources here, to be quite honest. So for all of your free-to-play players out there, just save your resources and make sure you're pulling on at least mid runes or higher. But if you don't have mid runes available and you're kind of taking it a little slow, then I would recommend potentially doing some low runes, and that would be the only time that I would recommend that. Alrighty, everyone, and as you can see, we have our new barrier that's up, the Blessing of Fire, and then to the right of that, if you go into the challenge mode section here, you'll see that you have the arena battle available. Now, it will cost 100 crystals, and it looks as if it's set up similar to how that the barriers are set up. However, I'm not sure if it's going to have a cooldown or kind of what the stipulations is as far as the arena mode goes here. But however, I will be kind of going through this with you in my next video, so I hope you guys stay tuned. I really appreciate all of the viewership you're giving me, as well as all of the support you're showing for the channel. So without further ado, I'm Gaijin Gamer, signing out.